Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. For the love of God, get your XRP off of cryptocurrency exchanges and all the crypto that you hold. These are extremely volatile times, and there's been a chain effect that started as a result of tumultuous economic times in multiple asset classes the world over, and it's having a domino effect. And even if it hasn't hit you yet, it doesn't mean that it can't or won't. So look, XRP holders have been through enough, and so I'm putting out this video largely as a public service announcement. Also, of course, catching up with the news and the latest terribleness that has happened today. But look, XRP holders have been through enough, right? So I got nothing but love and sympathy for all of you out there listening. And thank you very much for the support on this channel. I really do very genuinely appreciate it. Nothing but humbled by all the support that I've received over the years. So I got to tell you, like, this is a call to action at this point. Honestly, I don't want to see any of you losing any money, any of your crypto. But you can't have confidence, or at least you shouldn't have confidence in your crypto continuing to exist if you're using a cryptocurrency exchange as a custody service long term. If you've got some crypto and you are the type that likes to trade, or you're going to get in and out of something, fine, that makes sense. Of course, you got to use a cryptocurrency exchange. Got it. But damn, for long-term storage, it doesn't make sense. But look, we've been under attack from Bitcoin maxis since the inception of XRP. We've got the SEC coming after us. All sorts of nonsense. The last thing you need is to add insolvency of a cryptocurrency exchange to your list of things to worry about. But before I go any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So, another cryptocurrency exchange, it looks like it's going the way of the dodo, my favorite extinct avian creature. It's a cryptocurrency exchange called Voyager. And how interesting the timing is of this article before I get into that specifically. Look at this from the Daily Hodl, literally from yesterday. Crypto's second richest billionaire issues dire warning, says more digital asset firms will collapse. Report. The second richest crypto billionaire is warning that some digital asset companies are facing financial difficulties as the market downturn continues. Forbes reports that FTX co-founder and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried believes some lesser-known crypto exchanges are already bankrupt. Now, that's a key comment right there. As I transitioned into the news from today, the collapse from today, that's a key comment. He's warning, and this just happens to be the day before this news broke. He says that there are cryptocurrency exchanges, lesser-known exchanges, that are already bankrupt. And here's a quote from him. There are some third-tier exchanges that are already secretly insolvent, end quote. According to the report, Bankman-Fried is of the view that some of the digital asset firms facing difficulties are unsalvageable. And here's one more quote from him. There are companies that are basically too far gone, and it's not practical to backstop them for reasons like a substantial hole in the balance sheet, regulatory issues, or that there is not much of a business left to be saved, end quote. And so what you'll see, the recurring thing is extreme risk taken by people in positions where they've got power over a lot of people's money. Extreme risk. And it's just done on so many levels. And so I'll paint a picture of you exactly how the dominoes are falling down. And one of them could reach you, which is why I'm warning you. And if you're in the United States, look, because you might be wondering, look, if you're out of the United States, like, this doesn't matter to anyone in the United States. No, wrong. Look, I have confidence in certain cryptocurrency exchanges. I have my favorites. But that doesn't mean that I'd use any cryptocurrency exchange, even if I like them, for long-term storage. So there's a difference between me liking and respecting and having a good user experience with exchanges versus, oh yeah, just hold my crypto forever. Those are very different things. Not your keys, not your crypto. That's a real thing here. So there are, I believe, 3 exchanges in the United States where you can hold your XRP, and I'm willing to bet that some of you listening right now have your XRP on there and not for trading. If it's not for trading, do something about it. That's my recommendation. So now, take a look at this. Here's the news from today from Cointelegraph. Voyager Digital freezes trading, deposits, withdrawals, and rewards, blames Three Arrow Capital's default. So, just out of the blue, seemingly everything's going fine with this cryptocurrency exchange, and then news breaks today that whatever crypto you have on their platform, yeah, it's stuck there indefinitely. you may or may not get it back. That's a little bit scary, don't you think? So check this out. Cryptocurrency exchange Voyager Digital announced Friday that it was temporarily suspending trading, deposits, withdrawals, and loyalty rewards. The failure of a borrower, Three Arrows Capital, to repay a substantial loan from us makes this the right path forward, Voyager Digital CEO Stephen Ehrlich said on Twitter soon after the service suspension went into effect. So the primary reason that you can't get your crypto off of Voyager if you're a customer of theirs is because they took your deposits, loaned them out to Three Arrows Capital on a loan because they wanted to make profit. You can make profit if you give it out a loan, earn some interest, right? Those on Three Arrows Capital, then they took and they put in a bunch of risky BS, and now Three Arrows Capital, they're going bankrupt. Here's the report. Take a look at this. This is from TechCrunch. Crypto mega hedge fund Three Arrows Capital reportedly files for bankruptcy in New York. This is unbelievable stuff. This is serious domino effect stuff here. Crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital has filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy in New York, according to a report in Bloomberg. The mega fund, founded by Credit Suisse traders Zhu Su and Kyle Davies, at one time managed an estimated $10 billion in assets and was a linchpin among crypto finance players. Its insolvency has forced major industry players to reshuffle operations and limit customer withdrawals amid a crypto sell-off that seemed to catch plenty of mega firms off guard. Chapter 15 bankruptcy will allow the foreign firm to protect its stateside assets while the liquidation is carried out in the British Virgin Islands following a court order this week after Three Arrows Capital defaulted on a $660 million loan to Voyager Digital. So that's the firm that says, hey, you can't have your crypto now. You can't have it. Maybe not ever even. So think about this. Three Arrows Capital, they did all the nonsense they did. They were all the funding rounds, all that. They had an insane amount of money. Assets under management, $10 billion at their peak. And they were making risky bets on crypto markets. Crypto markets crumble, and then they can't pay the loans that they owe, which means that they can't pay Voyager Digital. Voyager Digital was reckless with consumer funds, it appears, doesn't it? Loaning out $660 million to Three Arrows Capital. Because here's the thing, if you're Voyager Digital, yeah, it sucks that it's unfair they didn't pay you because a lot of bad decisions were made, but here's the thing. To the CEO of Voyager Digital, if I were talking to him, I'd say, you are ridiculous because you gave a loan to another firm knowing that if they went insolvent, however unlikely you thought that was, however unlikely that seemed, you knew that if you weren't paid that money, you would be in serious trouble and your customers wouldn't be able to withdraw funds because you don't have them. What the hell kind of risk is that? Do you see how dangerous this stuff is, folks? Like, we work too hard for our money, for our investments. Just, man, this is a call to action. And so I haven't ever made a video completely dedicated to something like this before in the history of the, like, I've talked about this topic before, but I'm warning you because, like, we're in a strange time. Like, we've never had, like, the backdrop of terrible macroeconomic concerns in the existence of crypto ever. We've never had this environment. So there may be more things cascading on now. And so, like, look, so as Bankman-Fried called this, a third-tier exchange, and fair enough. I mean, like, hell, you can even go to their Twitter account here. They have 154,000 followers. Coinbase has over 5 million. So the smaller firms, I would expect in a general sense to be more susceptible to something like this. And especially when you're talking about Coinbase, which is publicly traded, there are more disclosure requirements. And I would expect them to behave in a more adult manner, less risky. Like, to be in business is to take on risk. I get that. But there's such a thing as taking on an unreasonable amount of risk. And so you have this cryptocurrency exchange, 154,000 followers. Like, I almost have that many YouTube subscribers and I'm one person. So I'm just saying, if you're going to leave your money on some of, especially if they're smaller exchanges, like, I'm a small business owner myself. I support small business. It's not about that. It's about look out for yourself because this is not good stuff. This is very risky business right here. And I hate to see this stuff. $660 million they loaned out. Well, you know that's not coming back because Three Arrows is bankrupt. And I don't know how Voyager, I mean, maybe there's a path forward. Maybe they can somehow get some funding, but in an environment like this, there's only so much cash to go around. So we'll see. I don't pretend to know for sure, but of course we should really be worried most about those who got hit the hardest, which of course would be the Three Arrows Capital co-founder Zusu, who unfortunately has hit hard economic times as a result of their risky bets at 3AC, Three Arrows Capital. And unfortunately, and I know this is going to be painful for you to hear this, but he's having to sell his mansion after liquidation. You know, it's always the good ones that get hit the hardest, right? Now, obviously, I'm being facetious, but this guy, he bought a $35 million mansion in Singapore while loaning out in ridiculously risky fashion funds that just, I mean, they were provided to him, but holy hell, the way in which he did this, like, this video is not intended to be a full breakdown. I've read articles about this, though, like, the things that they were doing, outrageous, completely outrageous. So what's the next for him to get knocked down? I mean, I doubt that this is the end of it. So, you know, it's not with glee that I report this stuff, but that's why I said this is a public service announcement. For the love of God, get all of your crypto off of an exchange if you're currently using an exchange for long-term storage. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.